Anyway, guys, I got worked. I got 100% worked by WWE. I was all in on this missing egg thing. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And look, when I explain why, please hear me out, all right? So, let's break it down. This whole egg thing, let's break it down from start to finish. It's Survivor Series. It is The Rock's 25th anniversary of his debut. Vince McMahon arrives at Survivor Series in his stretch limo, as he does, with all of the people in the 24/7 open challenge, all cheering him on, clapping, all of that jazz. And he comes out holding an egg, as you can see right here. He holds this golden egg, and everyone's wondering, what the hell is that? Everyone's oohing and awing. And we get to another segment, and Vince says that the egg was a gift from The Rock, and it belonged to Cleopatra. This was Cleopatra's egg, worth $100 million that Vince McMahon was just carrying around in his hands with like virtually no guarded security. That was a gift from Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and he just has sitting in his office. All right, my immediate thoughts: this is dumb. But this is like brilliant levels of dumb. Like they're gonna do. My thing is, I was like, oh, at this point, they're gonna do something hilarious with this egg. The egg gets stolen. I'm like, oh, yep, they're gonna do something hilarious with the egg. And I'm like, cool. And I mean hilarious in the bad way. I'm like, this is gonna be so bad that I'm gonna laugh my ass off. That's what I was expecting. So the egg goes missing. Vince is pissed. And you know what he says? He says, we're gonna set up a whodunit tomorrow night on Raw. You're going to find out who stole my egg. And they're going to have Raw superstars, SmackDown superstars. All are going to be there in the Barclays Center tomorrow night live on USA Network. He set it up. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. We're getting a Raw Super Show. Roman Reigns is going to be there. Charlotte Flair is going to be there. It's going to be a great night. So Monday night arrives, and here I am, thinking there's going to be superstars everywhere. And the whole whodunit, everyone's going to be surrounding the ring. Vince is going to be cutting a promo to open the show. I was thinking Leslie Nielsen from what was it, SummerSlam 1994. That's what I was thinking about this. Instead, we go to a backstage pre-recorded segment where Vince tells Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce that anyone who finds the egg is going to be handsomely rewarded with money or a WWE title match with Big E. And then you cue to all of the 24/7 the 24/7 championship contenders. They're all like tearing up the backstage catering area. I'm like, where do you think the egg's gonna be? Like, someone stole it. It's not gonna be under catering. Like, that's the dumbest thing ever. I'm like, okay, so everyone's just looking dumb at this point. And I'm like, all right, cool, come on. There's still something we can do. There's still a payoff to this, right? There has to be a payoff to this. Because I was thinking, who done it? And then I was like, who better than Sami Zayn to crack the case? Sami Zayn says he knows who did it. And then the master of conspiracy theory brings in Austin Theory, and Theory admitted to stealing the egg with the dumbest explanation for any payoff in WWE history, saying that he wanted to take a selfie with it. Why would you steal the egg if you wanted to take a selfie with it? Just take a selfie with it and put it back down. But he said, no, there's security everywhere. I got scared. I'm like, dude, you stole the egg. You stole the egg. Security wouldn't have said anything. You just took a selfie with it, but you stole the egg. You didn't want to get in trouble? So Vince McMahon gets his egg back, and then he looks at the selfie, and then he says, you know what? I'm dropping all charges. Because McMahon Night Shyamalan over here has to have a twist, right? So we get McMahon Night Shyamalan, he's like, you remind me of me. You remind me of Vincent Kennedy McMahon, damn it. You're getting the title match. Same year, you're getting shit. I hate stitches. That's exactly what happened. Go back and watch it. So Austin Theory stole this $100 million egg from Vince McMahon's office and gets rewarded with a WWE title match with Big E that lasted 8 minutes and ended in a screwy finish. Are we live? Oh my god, I look like I'm about to like rob your house.
You look like a member of Menudo.
No, I don't know. Look like I look like what's his name? What was that dude? Oh, we're live. Shit, my bad.
Did you not realize that?
I did and I forgot like immediately. Hey, welcome back to the wrestling show. We're keeping it real, goes right. Welcome back to Real Take Wrestle Talk, part 2 of this double header that I am so excited that I did. Tuesday night. My God. We got so much to talk about here. We're going to be talking about AEW, WWE, ROH, the final battle that took place at ROH Final Battle, literally the name of the pay-per-view. Some amazing debuts there, and we'll talk about all of that. We'll talk about AEW. Hook made his debut. Winter is Coming is just around the corner. We'll be previewing that whole show, and of course, we cannot not talk about the one, the only, the man who has literally captivated the chairman of the board for seemingly the past month, Austin Theory. We'll talk about what he's been up to and some interesting notes that he said about John Cena and wanting to retire him. We'll get Trevor's thoughts on that and much, much more. But before we get into any of that, please, please, please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, hit that follow button and leave us a 5-star review. Trevor, welcome back.
How are you? I see you're a busy man today.
I'm a busy bee, but I am ready to go. Trevor, what do you like in wrestling today these days? What are you liking? What are you not liking? Let me know.
Oh man, Hook was amazing. By the way, we're gonna talk about that, but Hook was amazing. Of course, you cannot like wrestling if you're not looking at the work that Matt Cardona is doing right now in Impact Wrestling. Final Battle was great. Like it was kind of bittersweet because a lot of the talent you saw, it's the last pay-per-view, but it was good. It's definitely good.
Absolutely, man. So much talk about the indies and Matt Cardona and all. Well, we covered Matt Cardona. That we don't need to give him any more. Matt, you better do a damn interview with me, all right? That's
exactly. At this point, we have given Matt more plugs in the past 2 weeks than we probably will all year.
No more, buddy. You got to fork over that money. You got to fork over that literal blood money that you make in GC. Just literal blood money from GCW.
Yeah, that's GCW definitely. We love you, Matt.
Geez. So no. See, it's not blood money like WWE gets. The blood money WWE gets is like for like. Because the governments of those countries are bad, but Matt Cardona's literally the money is full of blood. And I'm trying to think of a proper way to segue. I really can't. Before we get into any of the fun news, and we must talk about a recent passing that has captivated and shocked a lot of the wrestling world. And I always struggle with these things because they're so serious and whatnot. And we try to be a fun show, but we gotta take the good with the bad. I'm sorry about that graphic. Should have not had that, but fixed it. So guys, Jimmy Rave passed away this week at the age of 39. Very young talent, very young guy. He was been around a lot. He was around in TNA. He was one half of the Rock and Rave Infection with Lance Hoyt, which I love. 2017 TNA was amazing.
Great tag team.
It was just a bunch of it was just those two going around with Guitar Hero guitars and playing music, and it was great. I thought it was very entertaining. He toured with Dragon Gate. He's been to New Japan many times. He also he was in WWE for a very brief time. I remember he did a match or two with them. ROH, obviously, he spent a lot of his really good and formative years there. I thought he had some of his best runs there. Jimmy Rave had been struggling with addiction for many of the past few years, and those struggles apparently resulted in the amputation of his arms, later both of his legs, later in his life. And by the way, there's a GoFundMe that is in the chat instead of the usual donation link for our channel. This link will direct you to Jimmy's family's GoFundMe. They're raising funds for the memorial. They're also raising funds for his family during this very pressing time. So if you're ever looking to donate, please do that. All like that's his link, that's their link, and we would actually appreciate it if you did as well. In honor of Jimmy Rave because he's a member of the wrestling community just like us. And for those who are watching this clip, it's in the description below as well. Trevor, 39, Jimmy Rave passes away. What's your reaction to this unfortunate news?
You know, we joked around last week about and actually it's true right now, but Matt Cardona being the king of the Indies, Jimmy Rave was that guy for a long time. Like you said, Dragon Gate. I think he was around for Chikara too. I'm not totally sure, but I know he Dragon Gate, New Japan, TNA, ROH, other indie promotions. Yeah, it's like he toured the indies a lot, a lot. If you were in the indie wrestling, you knew who Jimmy Rave was. Amazing talent. Not probably not like like Hall of Famer or anything, but still damn good, amazing. He put his heart and soul in the ring, and you saw him in his character. He put a lot of love in his character and everything because like you said, the Jimmy Rave infection. It was just fun. They just had fun. They just came out and had a ball, and it was great to see them, especially when they went up against guys like this Motor City Machine Guns, and you saw how much talent they actually had. And very talented guy, man. Very very talented guy. Loved everything he did. It's just a shame to see him go.
Yeah, I mean, Jimmy Rave was, again, I've said it before. I'm gonna say it a lot of times more on this show. I was a huge fan of 2007 TNA. It's what got me into that brand, and Jimmy Rave and Lance Hoyt were a huge reason for me to be there as well. The Rocket Rave infection with Lance Hoyt, Christy Hemme. I thought it was cool. I was, like I was a young kid and I liked Guitar Hero, and I saw these two wrestlers going around with Guitar Hero like guitars. I was like, this is wacky and crazy and kind of funny. Like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. And it was it like the most serious over gimmick? No, but it was entertaining. And at the core of what we do, this is like one thing in theory WWE gets right? Where it's like at the end of the day, the whole point of wrestling is performing and entertaining. And Jimmy Rave, he wasn't. You're right. He wasn't a Hall of Famer, but he didn't need to be. He was great. He was great in his role, and he entertained people like me. He entertained people like you. He entertained a lot of people, and it is. Again, I'm struggling to find the exact words, but I don't, I never met Jimmy Rave, and obviously he hasn't been wrestling recently. I haven't kept up with his work or whatever, but that doesn't matter. What matters is, even though we don't really know these wrestlers, right? It's so weird whenever, and so difficult whenever one of them passes because you still do feel like you watch these people. They're like actors. You watch them. They're in almost their entire careers, and when they pass away or when terrible stuff happens, you feel for them, and it's such an interesting feeling, and I think it's definitely the right feeling, and it's deserved because at the end of the day, Jimmy Rave did his job. He, he entertained people. Unfortunately, he fell victim to many things that the wrestling business that have happened in the wrestling business that we have tried to the recent run of wrestlers have tried to, root out, addiction and various things. You can just hope for the best for his family. And I know on behalf of you and me, Trevor, I can honestly say we wish the best for him and his family. Again, want to really plug the pinned fundraiser link in the description. It doesn't go to us. It goes directly to, like, that's the link for his GoFundMe, for his family's GoFundMe. Please go donate to that because they definitely need it more than we do, especially during right now in this difficult time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Jimmy Rave. We do have a few comments from Ryan Woodridge about Jimmy Rave. Ryan in the chat says, "R.I.P. Jimmy Rave. He was on Grimm's Toy Show in New Jersey." Interesting. Interesting. But yeah, rest in peace, Jimmy Rave. You will be missed.
Absolutely.
And like I think wrestling at the end of the day is a brotherhood. It's a fanhood. It's a lot of stuff. You never know, man. You never know what someone's going through. You never know.
I mean, because especially in that industry, like mouths are kind of close knit, and you never know what people are going through. So
Yeah, like Lance Hoyt, or now called Lance Archer, he tweeted out just R.I.P. my brother Jimmy Rave. Like he felt terrible. Like I imagine. I can't imagine.
yeah, I mean, he performed with him. He was friends with him. I can only imagine what he's going through. Especially he's injured right now too. So like, I can only imagine what he's going through.
Absolutely. Guys, if you haven't already, please hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Again, link for Jimmy Rave's family's GoFundMe is pinned in the chat in the description of this episode as well. Again, there's no proper way to segue into anything else. So we'll just go right into it. We'll keep on with the show. In the spirit of the show, we have some chats as well. Ryan Woodridge asks in the chat, "Hi, bro. Will Jeff Hardy go to AEW with his brother? And should AEW bring in 3D versus the Hardy Boys? Hardy Boys could give Michael Hayes a call, become the manager." Okay. So pure sexy Michael Hayes will never go to. Never.
No.
Never. I can't say never. I can't say never in 2021. Pure sexy Michael Hayes is not on his way to AEW right now. He is a producer and creative. I think he's the head of creative for WWE right now. So he's not going anywhere right now. He ain't enjoying it. My voice is. I don't need that. No, he's. I don't think they're gonna get him. 3D versus the Hardy Boys is a one-off. Interesting. I wouldn't. Fun. Depends how it would be, and you can't be like the main event of the show, but like
no.
It would be interesting. That would be interesting. It would be really, but Devon's also a producer for WWE, so it wouldn't work. I think.
Yeah, I don't think it'll work now.
Jeff Hardy in AEW, it could happen.
Bad thing.
I think it could happen.
I would love to see the Bucks and Hardy Boys go at it again.
MK Osborne. Actually, we'll get to MK's chat in a second. Angel Johnson, off topic. He says, or they say, Alicia Keys or Halle Berry. They say Alicia.
I gotta go Alicia too.
I gotta go Halle Berry, man.
I love Halle. I definitely love her. Yeah, really. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that, Angel. We also have Ryan in the chat asking, "Is there any update on Jim Ross's cancer?" I believe he just had his 11th chemo treatment.
11th will take the treatment. Yeah.
Yeah. He's working through it. He's I think at close to the end, and so far so good. The signs are good according to what he's tweeting and everything. So we can take that away, and we love JR obviously, and he's hoping to be back by the I believe the New Year's episode that's in Jacksonville. So
Revolution, right?
No, it's like New Year's Bash. Revolution is the pay-per-view.
That's right.
Yeah. How dare you, sir? You have no right to co-host a wrestling podcast. You don't even know the dates. He's like, hey, he says he watches the product. You don't even watch the product. I don't watch
WWE.
I watch everything. I watch Raw. I watch SmackDown. I watch NXT. I watch Main Event. It's like, Vance, what about AEW? I don't watch that shit.
Oh, what's that shit? What is that?
We gotta watch Main Event. This is such good shit. Moving on, completely moving on from that dumpster fire. We have the most amazing thing that's ever happened in the history of pro wrestling. Trevor, last week on Rampage, we bore witness to the greatest debut in the history of professional wrestling when Taz finally, by God, finally sent Hook, and it was off the hook. To quote MK in the chat, oh my God, Trevor.
It was amazing. It was awesome.
There was so much buildup. Hookers of the world unite. So much buildup for this. Everyone was excited about it. This is like, we'll talk about the excitement and everything else in a second, but everyone was excited about it, and people were wondering, would it live up to expectations? And it exceeded all expectations. It was 3 minutes of just pure, just glorious pro wrestling.
It's great.
I have so much on this. Trevor, what did you think though about Hook?
When he set the hook, man, like, oh my god, it was so so just watching him walk down the aisle. I'm like, yo, like he is ready. Like, and you knew once he got in that ring, it was gonna be glory. If he wrestled anything like his dad, it was gonna be cool. Oh my god, so great. And it was. I thought Fuego del Sol did a great job of putting the Hook over. I thought Hook did a great job of doing his job in the ring, looking dominant, looking. You can see it was a little nerves there, but honestly, not that much. Like, he did a great job. He really, really did a great job.
Tranquillo, man. This kid was chilling the whole time.
Yep.
Hook for the past year, by the way, has had some of the best like facial reactions and expressions in wrestling. He just stands there like I don't know. It's just captivating and it's just perfect in the moment. And then he makes his way to the ring, Trevor, and he's walking out to Action Bronson. He's walking out to the chairman's intent, and he's walking down, and he got that same expression. Like he's not here to play. He's here to fight. He looked like a fighter. He's been doing judo most of his life. He pulled out a lot of moves today. And then, Trevor, my favorite thing though, that shot of Hook in the corner, like on the turnbuckle, looking serious. The fans are going crazy in the arena. They went absolutely insane. He was like the most over thing on the show. Oh yeah, absolutely. And you know what? He didn't care, because he was there to kick Fuego's ass and leave, which is exactly what he did. And he brought in some judo moves. He brought in multiple suplexes. He hit the Taz mission for the win against Fuego del Sol, who, by the way, will not get enough credit. He did a lot to put this kid over as well. I don't want to mitigate his or minimize, I should say, his role in all this. He did a great job. But Hook, man, he's the talk of the town, and for good reason. This was amazing. One of the best. Hook would look like a star in this moment. Like that's what I think at the end of the day. He looked like a genuine, bona fide star. Everything about this lived up to the expectations and exceeded them as well. AEW knows how to get people over.
They do. And it was crazy because, like you said, when he walked out to the ring, he was over. Like, he was super over. I know judo background. I know wrestling background. Does he have any Muay Thai background?
I have no idea, but I do know he was like Division I lacrosse at Bucknell University.
Yeah,
he was taking his big stick and at Bucknell.
Yeah,
but oh my god, this dude is like, and I understand, like, there's a large segment of the population that's like, he doesn't.
Hook has only wrestled 6 matches,
and I'm like, but bro, I saw one of those 6, and the latest one was like insane because he came off as different, interesting, and everything you want a young kid to be. And I know we always talk about this, right? The biggest difference, right, between if Hook was in WWE than if Hook was in AEW. AEW, if someone's over, it almost seems like every time they allow that person to be over. Like, in WWE, if someone's over, it takes them 6 months, even though they rewrite the script every single day. It takes them 6 months to be like, oh, goddamn, pal. Ryan, they're still chanting for Daniel Bryan? Look at them. How much time till WrestleMania? A week? Put him in the main event. Great idea. Great idea. And then Bruce Pritchard's over there like, great idea, Vince. But I got a problem here. A lot of talking. That's what Bruce Pritchard says, right? Every time someone cuts a promo, or like they're in like their producer meeting, and like there's a promo for a guy who he thinks shouldn't have a promo, he just looks to Vince and he's like, it's nice. A lot of talking though. And I'm like, oh, you dick.
I love Bruce Pritchard. I absolutely love a Bruce
Oh
Pritchard.
man, I love Bruce Pritchard when he wasn't with WWE. I love something to wrestle with. Bruce Pritchard, I love
Yeah.
that Bruce Pritchard. No, I don't like this. This is like Bruce. No, this is no, It's no.
This is regurgitated Bruce Pritchard. He's not fun.
This is a lot of talking. That's what, like, I'm gonna like imagine like I interview him one day and he's like, "Hey Bruce, so what did you think about my podcast?" Like, a lot of talking. Yeah, and even though like on his podcast the problem's the exact opposite. It's like,
yeah,
not a lot of talking.
not a lot of talking.
It's like Bruce, what do you think about this?
Eh.
Lot of talking. Oh my god, guys! We're gonna continue our insane amount of talking, but in the meantime, though, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Trevor, you want to hit up the chat real quick?
Wash out. All right, AK Osborne says Taz is gonna win by hook or crook. I see what you did there. Yeah. Why Woodbridge in the chat? Hi, bro. Is Chris Jericho leaving AEW for WWE next year? And is he gonna? He's gone on his Fozzy tour. He has a few dates on his Fozzy tour that he has canceled the shows. I think it's like at least 3 shows. But he actually had some health issues. They didn't go into it exactly what was wrong with him, but he is coming back to AEW like sometime soon. As far as him going back to the WWE, I don't see that happening. Ryan Woodbridge is Chris Jericho
Ever going back to WWE again?
never ever be the same again.
The one thing I was hoping you would do in when you were reading the chats was a lot of talking, because I really needed to go to the bathroom.
But is Chris Jericho sick? Yes, he is. Like I just said in the question before, they didn't go. It's not COVID though. They already said it's not COVID, but he is sick. Will Taz come out of retirement to wrestle in AEW? No, but if he did, it would be for CM Punk.
What?
I mean,
who are you? Who are you?
His neck is fused together. He can't move. He can't. But if he did, I think
CM Punk versus Hook. That's the match.
I mean, yeah.
Also, you are looking terrible, my G.
I look terrible right now. Hold on, let me fix some shit.
What's going on here? You were freezing up all over the place. While he figures himself out, guys, I'm gonna once again remind you to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. So much to talk about, so much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with liking, sharing, and subscribing? While Trevor gets himself situated, I will entertain more chats as well. But up next, we are going to be talking about the card and everything involving AEW. Winter is coming, and I think Trevor has situated himself, so that's a good thing. Right in time. Let's just get right into it. Trevor, AEW Winter is coming is happening Wednesday, December 15th, live on TNT. What a card they got. It's going to be in the main event, Hangman Adam Page defending his AEW World Championship against the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. Also going to see MJF with Shawn Spears and Wardlow in his corner, taking on Dante Martin for the AEW Dynamite Diamond Ring in the final for that. We're also going to have Wardlow in a squash match against poor Matt Sydal, who's going to get his brains splattered all over the damn canvas after Wardlow just drives his head into the mat multiple times. Kidding, but everyone. And my favorite match that I'm looking forward to most, I love Dragon, I love Hangman, but this match I'm looking forward to the most, Hikaru Shida versus Serena Deeb. 3 in a no DQ match. I'm so excited for that one. So much to talk about. We'll get into the matches individually and everything about that. But Trevor, first and foremost, what do you think about this card? What do you think about how it's been built? And what are you most excited for?
I think it's going to be a great card. This is a great match, great card, like you said. I'm excited to watch it. I am. Deeb and Hikaru Shida is going to be an amazing match. The one I'm really looking forward to is probably Dante Martin and MJF. Like I absolutely love Dante Martin. I really do. I think he's an amazing young talent. I love watching him perform. And of course, my jerk off friend. I love MJF as well.
My jealous fans. My jealous fan over here.
I think it's gonna be a great match. Honestly, I really do.
Well, since you mentioned it, let's talk about this. We're gonna have MJF against Dante Martin to determine the new or reigning, I don't know, the defending. I guess it's a defending thing, kind of, because MJF is the defending Dynamite Diamond Ring winner 2 years in a row. So he's kind of defending his crown here, or his ring rather, against the upstart Dante Martin, who's been embroiled in feuds with Team Taz and even Leo Rush as of recently. What do you think about this match? Who wins and why?
It's going to be a great match. I mean, so I think MJF has done a great job especially with certain wrestlers, putting them over or whatever. And I think these two are going to put each other over, honestly. It's going to be a great match. My heart says MJF wins for the third time. That's what my heart says. But I would love to see Dante Martin win this match, just as a stepping stone in his luxurious, long, lengthy career that I'm pretty sure he's going to have. I would love to say Dante Martin wins this, but I'm going to go with my gut and say MJF.
There's a very easy answer here, a very logical answer, and of course it's Dante Martin winning this Dynamite Diamond Ring final match. Like, it is.
I want him to win it. I do.
I don't want him to win. It's not a prediction. It's a spoiler, Trevor, as young Paulie dangerously would say. But no, in all seriousness, I really do think that the logic here dictates that Dante Martin win this, because MJF right now, he has no reason to face CM Punk. MJF is undefeated right now over the past year. He's been killing it. This dude is first in line for an AEW World Title match unless he were to fall to Dante Martin, because CM Punk potentially even the odds here, because I do think it's being built up. Team Taz is going to interfere here, and then CM Punk's probably going to fight them off or something, or maybe, I don't even think screw MJF over, but I think it's going to be more of an evening of the odds type of situation.
Right.
And that loss is going to take MJF maybe a step or two down in the world title picture, and then he actually has the motive, the reason to face CM Punk, and on top of that, you don't have to directly put him into the world title match, because he really is the next number one contender, if we're being honest, unless Dante Martin beats him. And of course, Dante Martin's a young upstart. He could really use something to tout. And look, MJF, say what you want about him, he has built up the Dynamite Diamond Ring to actually mean something. He mentioned in every promo.
Yeah.
So I think the logic really dictates that. That's also how you get MJF to CM Punk, logically, in my opinion.
Right. I mean, there are a number of ways you can do it, but I think that's the most logical, like you said, and it makes the most sense. You have Dante Martin beat him. You have Team Taz interfere, so CM Punk comes running down to help Dante Martin along with Leo Rush. That sets up something with Dante Martin and Team Taz that also helps the CM Punk and MJF, and then you get a chance to see MJF and CM Punk wrestle. So yeah, it makes perfect sense.
The best part is too, after that, it's gonna be CM Punk and MJF doing a lot of talking. I can't wait for it. It's my new thing now. Anyway, guys, moving on to the next match, we're going to be talking about my match of the night that I am just so looking forward to. I'm so hyped for this match. Should have been on Full Gear. It was not. But it's going to be Serena Deeb versus Hikaru Shida. Winter is coming in a no disqualification match. Deeb, Shida, 3. I cannot even express into words right now how I feel about this match. Trevor, what do you think about this? Who wins and why?
You know what? I wonder if this is the last match. It should be, though. If it's not, it should be the last match, in my opinion. It's going to be a great match. It's Serena Deeb, Hikaru Shida 3, the rubber match. This is gonna be great. You know what? I say Shida wins. I mean, I could see a situation where Shida doesn't win. But I think Shida wins this. I think Shida wins.
The logic in my brain tells me Hikaru Shida's about to take a vacation.
Yeah.
But every fiber of my being as a fan is telling me Hikaru Shida is going to kill Serena Deeb. Allegedly, jokes. But she's gonna maim Serena Deeb in this match. I think this is gonna be epic. This has been built up to be epic. They had a match a few months ago on Dynamite that the crowd, for some ungodly reason, was dead for. That was one of the best matches on TV I've ever seen. Like, these two killed it. So this is nothing on the wrestlers. This is on this crowd in Garland, Texas, at the Curtis Colwell Center. You better not disappoint me. All right, you better not disappoint me. Y'all better stay in your seats for this match. You're gonna go like away in any match. Go away, take a piss in the Wardlow versus Matt Sydal match.
Exactly.
We all know what's gonna happen in that.
Care about that.
Like I skipped over it, but this has been built up so eloquently. Serena Deeb screwing Hikaru Shida out of her 50th win originally, and then having the gall to hit her over the head with her would-be trophy. And then at Full Gear in the pre-show, she attacked Shida. These two have been embroiled in one of the most low-key blood feuds over the past few months I've ever seen. And the thing is, I still don't fully understand why Serena Deeb wants to kill Hikaru Shida.
She doesn't like her at all.
But now I'm like fully convinced Shida's about to go full-on nuclear on Deeb. Oh my god, I can't wait for this match. I'm so excited. I'm giddy. I'm giddy about this match.
You are giddy as a schoolgirl, actually.
I'm a school guy.
So.
I can't wait for this match. Anyway, yeah. Oh, wow. Whoops. Here we go. Told you I would skip over this match. Matt Sydal versus Wardlow. Trevor, 1, 2, 3. Wardlow.
Yeah.
Man, you're so bad. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3. Wardlow. Okay, so there is a delay. All right, cool. At least we know that.
It's a slight delay.
Okay, cool. So yeah, Wardlow's gonna squash Matt Sydal. Hopefully, he can get a hit or two in.
Maybe something, maybe a hit or a flip or something, maybe.
Oh, goddamn flips. That's why I fired him in the first place. Moving on. The main event for the AEW World's Championship. Hangman Adam Page, his first title defense as champion against the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. Trevor. What a match. What a build. What a time to be alive. Bryan Danielson turned heel for a brief moment. He's kicked Colt Cabana's teeth out. He's kicked Johnny Hungy in the face. He's beaten up everyone in the Dark Water, and now he's going through. He's got to go through Hangman Adam Page to get the AEW World Title. Trevor, what happens? Will Bryan Danielson defeat the Hangman?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think it's Bryan's time. I think Hangman wins. As much as I'm pretty sure most people would disagree with me, but I'm stalling. Am I lagging?
It's fine. Just continue.
Okay.
The audio is all that matters.
Oh, cool. No one cares about me. No, I think of course Hangman wins this. Like, you don't build up a storyline like that, him and Omega, to have him lose it this very next title defense. That makes no sense. So, of course, Hangman Adam Page.
This is 100% the mark inside of me. There is like an inkling. There's like a very strong inkling in me. I'm just like, they're gonna do it. They're gonna give Bryan the belt. It's the same inkling that told me they were gonna do it at WrestleMania 30. What was it, 37? Yeah, 37 last year in Tampa. Even though all logic dictated Roman Reigns is gonna win that match, I'm not gonna trust that inkling. But what I will trust is that by the time this match is in its like in full gear, for lack of a better term, by the time this match gets going, I'm going to completely forget about all logic and kayfabe in this, or
Sure
all
is.
logic and shooting in this. I'm going to just be watching this in amazement, and at moments I will genuinely believe that Bryan Danielson will probably win this match. That is all you can ask about a world title match on TV. And look, say what you want, there were not many people that thought Kenny Omega was going to beat Jon Moxley last year at this very show. Winter is coming. The title has changed hands at this very show. No one really thought that. People were like, "Oh, it's going to be a great match," but we all know Moxley's going to win. Who knows, man? Who knows? Yeah. Imagine a heel Bryan Danielson kicking Adam Page's teeth in, kicking his head in, and then after the match, Page loses. He goes for the handshake, and Bryan Danielson puts him in a label lock, and then continues to kick his head.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It would be epic. It would be.
I'm marking out. I'm being a geek now. I'm just being a total geek.
But the fact of the matter is, if that happens, this was a complete waste of a great storyline.
You're a complete waste of a good storyline.
What kind of insult was that?
I don't care. Bryan Danielson in my sleep. Even on a Tuesday. I don't care. Wednesday, whatever the hell this pay-per-view is. Or not pay-per-view. I don't know. Guys, that's been...
You don't know anything.
I don't. You know what I do know? I do know that you will make me extremely happy if you hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Daily videos on pro wrestling, the NFL, the NBA, and much, much more. Why wouldn't you do it? Oh, winter is coming. Trevor, winter is coming. It's coming. MK Osborne in the chat says the Sheeta's full. Did I miss something there?
You don't get it?
No.
Have you ever watched National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation?
No.
So there is a line in there where the uncle comes, he brings his camper, and he goes and he checks. He goes, "Ha! Shit is full." So sheet is full, shit is full. Yeah, I got it.
Love the comedy, the 1980s level comedy here. Although 1980s was a really nice time for movies, guys. Moving on, let's see what we have on tap next. Ooh, Trevor, we have some fun things to talk about because our favorite wrestling promoter, our favorite. Also, our apparently, according to multiple people in the comments from a few weeks ago, our boss, Tony Khan. Imagine that. So, all right, yeah. For the people out there in the internet, our boss, Tony Khan. So Tony Khan was doing what he does best, shooting from the hip. And so, in an interview with Christopher Walker of DAZN, Tony Khan was talking about how their AEW has had a few debuts already happened. Tony Khan was talking about how, you know, like the Sting debut that happened at Winter is Coming last year. And he was doing this interview with DAZN, and he basically said this, quote, "I'm more than aware that there's a number of free agents out there, wrestlers I admire too, but I've got to say that you've got to just keep watching over the next few weeks and not just Winter is Coming." Ooh. So Tony Khan, there he's shooting, he's hinting about potentially more surprises. We know Gargano and Kyle O'Reilly have already left. We know that Kevin Owens potentially at the end of January, his contract situation is up. There's a bunch of people that could be going to AEW that would make sense, and Tony Khan is doing what he does best, hinting, dropping hints, and getting us excited to watch week to week. Trevor, what do you think about his comments, and who do you think it could be?
You know, it's so many people. Like it really is so many people. A whole promotion just closed, so it's really so many people that could be there. But yeah, I mean, you know, Tony likes to stir the pot. He does. which is part of the reason I love Tony Khan. Like he always shoots from the hip, and he always stirs the pot a little
And he
bit.
always gets that direct deposit in on time.
Exactly, which is why I bought this shit. Anyway, but no. So I think if I'm Tony Khan at this point, and it seems like he does enjoy his tag team wrestling, I'm bringing in the Briscoes.
Oh, that's happening. They did that thing with FTR. That's happening.
I'm grabbing the Briscoes, and I would do it. And I would do it on Winter's Coming. I would do it on Winter's Coming. Or I'd do it next week.
Yeah, they're on their way because they literally. We'll talk about it in more detail, but them and FTR had a brawl at Final Battle.
That's right.
That's happening.
They sure did. They definitely did. You're right. I forgot about that. Yeah. I mean, and I'm almost positive. Well, again, I won't spoil that because we're about to talk about some stuff. But
come on, you know who's on his way. You know, we all know who's on his Kyle O'Reilly on his way to AEW. It's happening.
Oh, of course, Kyle O'Reilly. You know Kyle O'Reilly's coming, my man. You know he's coming.
You know it's all about the boo doo doo doo.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
he's another one. I mean, he's definitely another one. Kyle O'Reilly and AEW is gonna be amazing because they're gonna give him the ball and let him run with it. They definitely are. And I can't wait for it.
Absolutely. And you know, the other question that I kind of so the other question that comes to mind when we talk about signings is Tony Khan's hinting at these signings. Tony Khan's hinting at, you know, people are winter is coming and people are coming too. But is the roster, you think, at this point, if they add like the Briscoes, if they add potentially, you know, Garganos of the world, the definitely the Kyle O'Reilly's on his way, and Owens maybe. At what point do you say maybe the roster's a little too bloated? Like, what's the line? I think is what people are trying to find out because there's so much talent out there, and you can't take literally everybody, right?
Right. You know what? At this point, I mean, to be fair, if you really want to be honest, like most people would say the roster is too full now. I mean, you have a lot of talent on that roster, a whole lot of talent. You just added Hook. You have Adam Cole that you've added on. You have it's a bunch of people that you have put on this roster, and like a lot of fans are like, "Oh, it's too bloated now." But Tony Khan, the genius he is, he set up that forbidden door the way he set it up to have these talents. I mean, yes, they might be signed with AEW, but he also gives giving these talents free range to go to New Japan, to go to places like Dragon Gate, AAA, like, you know, Impact. And it makes sense. It's smart because that way the roster doesn't always seem too bloated, too saturated with too much talent because they're off doing other things at any given time. So it makes sense. Like if you were to add this more talent, like for instance, we all know Danhausen is probably, once he healed, on his way to AEW. And, like, if you know anything about
Danhausen. He met Pepsi Man, by the way. He met Pepsi Man.
Yeah, he did. I saw that.
It was the greatest crossover in the history of the world. Pepsi Man and Danhausen.
But the way Danhausen's schedule works, and if anyone knows anything about Danhausen, knows that he has a very rigorous indie schedule, like him and Quinn McKay and a couple others, just to name a few.
Just a very vigorous schedule.
But yeah, like he's always performing, like always. Like he'll do a show for ROH like this Tuesday and then be in another place like Thursday night. Like that's how he does it. And like honestly, if that is still set up that way with the indie wrestlers, yes, it can be saturated because you probably won't see these particular wrestlers, hot wrestlers on Dynamite or Rampage every week. But it makes sense that way. So, you know, you can have more talent on the roster and it won't look as saturated. It won't look as unnecessary to have these top talents.
The biggest thing I think against this idea of AEW is gonna it's only you. The biggest thing about stop interrupting my monologues. The biggest thing about AEW and like the roster's bloated. Like the biggest thing you can say against that is the fact that they have still somehow managed a way. You could argue their roster's bloated now. They've still managed to find a way to have everyone have a place and make it reasonable. And again, dude, I think we're also like in this weird world where we're so used to seeing everyone 365 days a year touring. Everyone every week should be on TV. That's not how any other sports league works. That's not how any other TV show works at all. People have weeks off. People on their jobs, you can take time off. People take vacations. Whether it's for, their own reasons, whether it's for personal reasons, whether it's for just to chill out. Like, people take vacations. And Tony Khan has, this week, he even reiterated that. He's like, I want people to take vacations, not only because, I want to cycle talent in and out. It's also because it helps them, kind of recharge, retool, maybe think of ideas, and relax. And that leads to a better work experience for them. It leads to a better product, a fresher product with fresher matchups, with more on the line and more going on. Like, that's the thing I think people don't understand. We are used to, if you look at it strictly from a WWE fan's perspective, right, then yeah, the rosters at this point is still too bloated, right? But and the way they're using them isn't right. But if you look at it from a logical perspective of the world, yeah, dude, like, they are using everyone in situations that make sense. Like, Malachi Black is a great talent. But what are they doing? They are building up his story. He just sprayed what's her name? The one with the Varsity Blondes. Hart.
Hart. Julia Hart?
Julia Hart. Yeah, Julia Hart. He sprayed her in the face with a mist. What is that going to do? Is that going to determine the House of Black? Is Cody Rhodes going to be a part of it because he also sprayed him in the face with a mist? Is this why Dante Martin has been conflicted with his decision-making? There's so much storytelling that is going on in this company that I don't need Malachi Black in the title picture right now, because he's telling a story. It's got me interested. It's encompassing multiple aspects. It's like watching a great television show every week, and that's exactly what watching AEW is right now. And that's why I don't think the roster is going to be bloated. They do everything that makes sense. Now, if you go out and you sign too many talent too soon, then yeah, I think you're going to run into a problem. Like, but I think they're fine. They're going to be fine. It's okay. Hey. It's okay. It's okay. Before you send me that tweet and hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, just know it's okay.
No, it's not. I'll have you know that WWE gives their employees the ability to pay for their own expenses instead of paying for them.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. AEW talent get like hotel and stuff taken care of.
That I didn't know, but I figured out.
Yeah, you know why? It's a fucking decency. Like, goddamn pal, you're gonna pay for everything. All that money, it's gonna come back to me. I want the money. What an insane way of doing business. It was like, goddamn, we're keeping profits up though. Hey Nick,
how much not, because they're always cutting budget cutting.
Well, goddamn Nick, where can we cut budgets out? I don't even know how to do a Nick Khan business. It's like, just go to Bruce Pritchard. Bruce, what are we gonna do? A lot of talking. Guys, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We got some comments in the chat. CC says, Omer with these expressions. I know, I'm great at them, aren't I? MK Osborne says, too much talking, but it's okay.
Too much talking.
You know. MK Osborne says, let them heal up too. Yeah, exactly. You let them heal up, dude. Their job. They throw themselves to the ground for a living. That's a difficult job.
Yeah, it's not an easy job at all.
Lucas the Goat 12 asks, Lana in AEW?
No, honey.
Oh, the Redeemer. Could you imagine like the gimmick that would happen with Miro? Then he would go like full on like carrying cross main roster with the mask and the everything. That would be wild, wouldn't it? I think she's gonna be fine. I think she's doing like other stuff, like modeling and stuff. I think she's.
Yeah, I think the last time I heard she was modeling or something on a TV show or something.
I would actually like them not to bring in Lana, not because I don't want to see Lana and Rusev. I think they'd still make it work and be really great together. But I just love the idea of Lana being this like invisible, mysterious being that Rusev is like constantly like alluding to and trying to please, like in his promos.
I like that too, actually.
I really like that.
I like that.
I really do like that too. Guys, let us know what you like in wrestling. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Trevor. Just when you thought we were done, I'm pulling you back in. You know why? Why?
Would you do such a thing?
Because our good old boy Tony Khan was at it again. What was that? All right. Well, that looked like you were. Are you okay?
No, I'm not. No.
Well, you know who is okay? Tony Khan. After I cashed my check, I'm doing great. Anyway, so Tony Khan was speaking on the My Mom's Basement podcast.
Ah, you mean your mom's basement?
Okay, Marks, I get it. Anyway, Tony Khan was speaking on the My Mom's Basement podcast, and he was actually talking about Sting's run in AEW, comparing it to Sting's run in WWE, and he took umbrage with some of the things that WWE did when booking Sting. Here's the quote from Khan himself. "It's pretty amazing the run Sting had because, to be honest, Sting was wanting to get back into wrestling. What a great comeback Sting had," and he's talking about his comeback in AEW, and, he goes on to talk about that in a very positive light. And he continues on and he says, the whole time he was back in his last run in the competition in WWE, they screwed him out of multiple matches, let's be honest. Went on to say that he should have been presented better, and that's one thing I won't back down on. Sting deserves to be treated like one of the great legends in wrestling, and I set out to do that from the beginning with him. So Tony Khan there talking about Sting's booking, talking about how he was not treated as he probably should have been treated in WWE, and how he wants to kind of do the opposite of what they did with him, which a lot of fans seem to like. Is he right, though, when his criticisms about how WWE used Sting?
I think he's 100% correct, actually. I think he was more of a money grab than they actually like wanted him on the roster. I think they used him for a ratings boost, and in that aspect, I think he did it. But they didn't really give him a great run. He wanted a match with The Undertaker, which would have made a bunch of sense. But instead, you give him a match with Triple H, and no one really cared about that. I mean,
well, you be Hulk Hogan, brother. Got a paycheck at WrestleMania, brother.
Yes, you got to
They're
see
all here
geriatric
for me, brother.
DX.
Me, brother. Continue.
You got to see geriatric DX versus dilapidated NWO, but other than that, it was whatever. Like. It was really whatever. It was
quick aside. That match in WrestleMania, Sting versus Triple H, when the NWO and DX came out. When the NWO came out, it's the only time I've ever seen Kevin Nash run in pro wrestling. I need to know how much he got paid for that WrestleMania. I've never seen Kevin Nash run.
I think that was before his knee surgery too. So I would love to see how much that paycheck was.
The funny thing is, if you watch it back, he falls down and he starts holding his quad. I'm like, yeah, I did it again. Continue, please. Tony Khan Sting. Shit.
Yes, Tony Khan Sting. But yes, I agree with Tony Khan 100%. Because yes, I mean, other than that match, I mean, didn't he get a title match against Seth Rollins too? That was completely stupid.
I put him out. I'm retired Sting. I'm gonna say it. And if you think that I'm not the one who retired Sting, you've got another thing coming.
Yeah, his run in WWE, I don't even really count that as a run. I try to forget about it.
The only thing that ran was Kevin Nash.
I mean, and of course, brother.
Oh no, he hulked his way to the ring. He's like, brother. Oh God, we are not giving Sting the respect he deserves. Trevor, what's happening? Anyway.
A lot is going on right now.
Yeah, I know, because Kevin Nash ran. That's a lot. It's breaking news. Everyone, Sean Ross, SRS, where were you when this happened? Kevin Nash was running to the ring. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Because it's never happened before. I'm at the point in WCW where Kevin Nash is just completely given up. Like, there was a...
Oh, has he gotten to the part of his career where he only has like 6 moves, and you see them like
no.
times?
I'm not. Well, yes, he always only has 6 moves, but
yeah,
I'm not at the part of his career where he just comes out like to the ramp to do a run in, holding a beer, drinks it, and then walks to the ring as like the heels are just beating up DDP or something. I'm not at that point yet. I'm at the point where him and Scott Hall are embroiled over a feud about Scott Hall's alcoholism. By the way, not a great look, Eric. But I'm at that point. I'm at the point where there was a thing that happened a few months ago though, back in '98, where like these two, Scott Hall was like being chased by Kevin Nash, right? And Scott Hall like is escaping, and he gets into like a limo. Or no, he gets into his car, right? And then like he's like leaving up a ramp, onto the main road, and then Kevin Nash gets into his car. But then like Kevin Nash takes too long getting into his car, so Scott Hall pumps the brakes. He has to like stop and wait for Kevin Nash to catch up, and then by the time they're just like doing the brake light like thing, it's so bad. But it's so amazing.
It's so fucking bad.
Oh my God. And yeah, but it's also kind of sad. I don't know. We are. Yeah, wow. Tony, those paychecks are going to stop coming after the amount of disrespect we just showed Sting. Oh, my God. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm totally sorry. But yes, I'm done saying what I was saying.
I don't even know what I was saying. Yeah, the way WWE used Sting was god-awful, honestly. Like, outside of his debut, and then and then his like reappearance. I like the way they did the reappearance of him like being unveiled, or like instead of the Rollins statue. I thought that was super cool way to set up the Rollins v Sting match. But everything after that was just lackluster, and I think it was compounded by the fact that he at Night of Champions during his one WWE Championship match, it was like a weird thing they did because John Cena had just had a match with Seth Rollins for the U.S. title right before that. And then, like, you knew they weren't going to go, like, for a while. It was just not compelling at all.
No, it wasn't.
At no point did they build Sting up to be a threat. He didn't win. Because he got buried by Triple H at WrestleMania, the old shovel at WrestleMania. And then he does that thing, gets injured, obviously. He asked to do a like some sort of a cinematic match with The Undertaker. That doesn't happen. And that's like the one thing, like, you're telling me you can't do a cinematic match with Sting and The Undertaker? That would be huge at any era. Exactly. But they didn't do it. And now he comes in AEW, and you know what they're doing? They're treating him exactly the way he should be treated at this point in his career. He is a legend. He knows exactly like how to get out of moves. He's smart in the ring. He might not be as speedy as he was, even though, my God, for 62 years old, I'm not going to be. I don't think I'm going to be running that well at 60. I don't think I'm running that well now. Like, Sting is out here like, doing stinger splashes and looking great and doing dives off the ramp.
Yep.
Like 7 feet in the air. Who is this guy? Who is this guy? Like that. But they booked him smartly and in a position where he's not even the point of focus. It's Darby Allin, and it all points back to Darby. It's perfect. It is absolutely perfect. WWE would never have the foresight to do any of this.
Because they didn't. They're not, like, when it comes to legends and things like that, the ones that they force down our throats are the ones that, like Goldberg. I need I say more, like Goldberg. It's just,
he's gonna bury the Fiend in Saudi Arabia, in the sand of Saudi Arabia.
It was so bad. This is so bad.
God. Oh my gosh! I remember, like, I didn't watch, so I've said it here. I don't watch the Saudi shows, like, for a reason, and I just remember I knew it was gonna be Fiend versus Goldberg going into that show. I didn't watch the show because I was like, I'm not gonna watch it. And then I'm like reading I think I was like getting off of work or something because it happened during an afternoon, like a Tuesday or Thursday afternoon or something. And
Yeah,
I look over at my phone and I'm just like, I got the results of the pay-per-view. I was like, okay, cool. Let's see how long did the Goldberg match go? And it was like Goldberg defeated the Fiend to become the new Universal Champion in like 2 minutes. I was like, ah!
I literally threw my phone across the room.
I was sick. I was like, oh wow, they don't care about Bray Wyatt. They really don't care about Bray Wyatt.
That's exactly what I said. I was like, oh, so Bray Wyatt's career's done. Okay, cool.
And then they every time. That's the thing with WWE. It is literally like The Godfather Part 3. Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in. They give Biggie the title. They pull me back in. What else do they do? They're booking Roman Reigns. They pull me back in. And then what else is there? There's Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks. They pull me back in. Just seeing Becky Lynch pulls me back in. By the way, Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan. I think it's going places. I think
it could be. It could. It definitely could.
They gotta do it. They gotta do it. Either that.
If they're gonna do it, like we said last week, they have to pull the trigger now. They have to. They have to right now. I think Liv Morgan being a champion has a shelf life on it. I think it does.
It wouldn't be as over as it is now, but the WWE thing to do if they're gonna pull the trigger, I think would be to have her win the Royal Rumble, which I'm not directly opposed to.
No, not at all.
I just don't think they're going to have her win the Royal Rumble. I just don't think that's the plan. Although that would be a pretty good storyline if she gets screwed out of a title shot, like that's her last title shot, and the only way she can get back is and they would have to make that clear, but they're not WWE. They're just gonna recap. Oh my God, recaps! It's like that's half a Raw right there. That's an hour and a half of that program. Oh my God, Jimmy's gonna be like, oh look at this, what happened at the beginning of the show? And it's like, Jimmy, we're 10 minutes in. We just saw that. I just saw that. Like,
yo, the commentating on Raw is just.
Oh, you see Corey Graves got in the hot water?
Oh, what did he do this time?
He got called out by somebody on Twitter about the way he I don't think it was directly him. It was like vague the way it was directed at, and I think Corey Graves might have taken offense to it for I don't know why he would, but it was basically that it was basically WWE announcers or some WWE announcers tend to focus too much on women's physical attributes, like the way they look or how beautiful they may be, instead of focusing on the in-ring action and their wrestling attributes. I would say. And Corey Graves, like the smart genius tweeter that he is, replied to that and was like just so offended. God, cancel culture. He was like doing all the greatest hits, like cancel culture, like rugged, I have a beautiful wife and I'm gonna tell everyone about it. And I was like, okay, yeah, no, that's great. I'm just saying that's fine. Like, just don't know why you gotta mark out to Mandy Rose being hot every time she comes in. Like, that's fine. She is. I mean, like you can say someone's objectively beautiful on commentary. Like, that's fine. But it's just like, don't make it everything you do. And it's not just Corey Graves, it's other people too. But
there's other people too, yeah. I mean, shit, like Jerry Lawler did that for his whole career.
That was just he got into the Hall of Fame off of that, baby.
Yeah, I'm like, puppies. I mean, like.
Who are we gonna get to call the Women's Royal Rumble this year? Jerry the King Lawler. What a WWE thing to do.
Oh Lord.
Oh, I'm
What's
the host.
next?
I forgot. I'm the host.
Oh yeah. I was like, what's next on the docket? Like,
what's next on the docket? Oh, is this Law and Order? Ding ding. I didn't. Do Trevor Omer.
What happened to this show?
Talk.
This show used to be such good, wholesome.
This used to be such good shit. Now it's just shit. I don't know. I'm taking out all of my. I'm just trying to be happy for once today. Please allow me to be happy.
No, same here, dude. Same here.
For everyone who's still listening or watching, just hit that like button,
God
subscribe, and
bless
hit
you.
that notification bell. God bless you too. Lucas the Goat in the chat says, "I think Bryan Danielson wins tomorrow." Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. Oh, Trevor. You ready to talk about this?
Oh, shit.
Vince McMahon's illegitimate son, Austin Theory, was in the news this week. So Austin Theory, in an interview this week, claimed that he wants to not only have a match with John Cena, but he would like to be the one to retire John Cena, the doctor of thugonomics, the leader of C Nation. Trevor, what do you have to say about this? What's your reaction to this? Austin Theory wants to be the one to retire John Cena. Is he ready? And if not, who could be?
When was the last time Austin Theory wrestled?
Oh, yeah, he jobbed out to Big E, remember? He got
Like,
distracted by a fight that had nothing to do with him that was happening on the outside, and he jobbed to Big E.
yo, if if Austin Theory retired John Cena, I am literally walking to WWE headquarters and like begging them to just sell everything.
Saved yourself there, didn't you? You saved yourself there. Oh my god, it would. How? You know what though? That's something that they would do because Austin Theory. It's weird. There are things to like about Austin Theory.
There.
But the way he's being presented and booked reminds me way too much about Baron Corbin. And remember, Baron Corbin, it's like I don't know how exactly to explain it, but it is just the way they're presenting him and on TV and everything. It's Baron Corbin. Also, who was the guy to retire Kurt Angle? Baron Corbin. So look, it's wrestling. Never say never. That's one thing I've learned, especially over the past year. But no,
It doesn't make
this
it doesn't make any sense at all.
Unless they somehow manage to build Austin Theory up into an overact, which, look, he's got a lot of things you'll like about, obviously he can go in the ring. He looks great. He's got he's got some charisma about him. I think it's still like there's still a lot of things to really desire about his charisma. I don't know. These segments he's doing with Vince McMahon have not been good. I have not liked these at all, honestly. He just seems like negative charisma. Maybe it's like he's nervous in front of the boss. I don't know what it is, but man, oh man, this is just what the hell. I don't know how to explain it other than that. But yeah, no, Theory ain't it. One person who could and who probably should retire John Cena at this point, and I don't know if they. I would love to see like a Braun Breaker. I either want Braun Breaker or someone. Actually, I don't want Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker's gonna end up retiring like fucking like Brock Lesnar or something. No, you know who I want to retire John Cena? And I know people don't like him, and I don't care if people don't like him. Grayson Waller should be the one to retire John. I know there's a lot of people out there who don't like Grayson Waller, who don't like his act, who don't like his gimmick, who don't like anything about him. I love this kid. You know why? Because he's just a dick. He's just a dick, and that's the best thing about wrestling. Sometimes you can just hate people for being dicks, and it'll work. Real life. Yeah, but
I'll have you know that Grayson Waller is supposed to be a babyface.
Speaking of dicks, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Grayson Waller would be one name that comes to mind. Anyone else come to mind for you?
Grayson Waller. I don't know if this would count, but Walter would be a good one.
Imagine Walter just absolutely buries John Cena in 2 minutes 30. And just like Cena's just red. He's not bleeding. He's just red from getting literally slapped to hell by Walter.
Dude, I was watching an old Walter match last night, well, 2 nights ago, and like, dude, he is just so stiff. Like, I knew he was I knew he was one of those stiff wrestlers, but god dang.
Could you imagine Walter versus Brian? Walter versus Zack Sabre Jr. Walter versus Kenny Omega.
That'll be a great one too.
Oh
Will
my
also be a
god.
good one, too.
Oh, Walter versus. You know what? What else would be a really good one that I don't think a lot of people will talk about? Walter versus Darby Allin. Imagine
Oh yeah,
Walter
I think that'll be
tossing,
a great match.
tossing Darby Allin into like the 5th row.
The reason that match will be so good is because one, there can contradicting styles. 1 and 2, like Darby, you can literally say, "Hey Darby, we're gonna have a good match tonight, right? Okay, cool. So I'm gonna toss you into this
no.
wall."
Here's how a conversation with Darby Allin goes. Like, hey, so Darby, we're wrestling tonight, and Darby just goes, "All right." Just immediately jumps.
just jumps.
Just jumps into a wall. I remember
That's what you were thinking, right? That's what I was thinking. That's what you were thinking.
Back in like 2019 when AEW like first came out and first started up, like I was watching like a Sammy Guevara vlog, and like it was like him like trying to like sneak attack Darby Allin at a 7-Eleven, and Darby Allin sees him coming, and Darby Allin jumps onto the counter, the cashier's counter of the 7-Eleven, and just like coffin drops Sammy Guevara. It was amazing. Great.
Yo, Sammy Guevara is a fool. I love him. His vlogs are absolutely hilarious. I tell you, else is funny. All Ego Ethan Page. His vlogs are absolutely ridiculous.
He does vlogs with Danhausen.
Yeah. So stupid.
It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
You and your ginger beer.
Non-alcoholic ginger beer.
Yes.
Although
Absolutely.
all ginger beer is non-alcoholic.
No, actually, they do have alcoholic ginger beer.
Well, this one was bought at Target, so it's not. Anyway, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can
What
get
is this
notified
show?
whenever a new video is. I don't know. I'm just talking at this point. Babe, hey, you're shitting on the show too much. You know why? Because it's been
Fun.
amazing. It has been amazing. What do you think of that?
I have no words.
It's her song. Yeah. All I do is sing
I
her
know
song.
it is.
She's amazing. I love that song. I'm amazing.
I do too.
Yeah.
I love the fact that she just comes out and starts dancing. I think it's cool.
Bring it to the floor. Yeah.
That happened.
I'm gonna make one day. I'm gonna make like a compilation of just us fooling around. This like episode's gonna be like half of it. What's next? Producer? What's next? Oh, Naomi. Yes, she's on the screen.
Naomi, yes, that's nice.
So, Trevor, is Naomi being underutilized? Let's talk about it. So, speaking to Jalen Rose on his podcast, WWE superstar Naomi claimed that TV time is arguably the biggest obstacle that she herself and others may face in the company. She said, quote, I think just in general, still trying to fight for TV time, getting matches that are longer than 2 minutes, although you're thankful because you're still there's still so many women that aren't even getting TV time. It's like, okay, I got 2 minutes. At least I got that. I've got 2 minutes to show and prove and get these people behind me, but you want more. You need more. You know what I mean? To develop those stories and those characters. She went on to say that, you know, that opportunity is very difficult to come by. And the biggest obstacle really is TV time and getting that TV time. She reiterated that. Trevor, is she right?
I totally agree with that. I think that's one of WWE's biggest issues, not just with the women's division, with the federation in a whole, with the promotion in a whole. I think you have so much talent that just cannot get on TV. You just can't get on TV. Like I mean, Finn Balor can't get on TV. You have guys like, Rey Mysterio Jr. Son and Rey Mysterio. They don't get on TV. Like, it's just they use the same wrestlers over and over again sometimes. So I completely agree with what Naomi said. I think there's some truth behind it. It's a shame because I mean, for a long time, Naomi was one of the most athletic women on the roster, and honestly, completely athletic, great personality in the ring, great mic skills. I thought she was money. I still think she's money, and it's a shame that she's not getting utilized the way she deserves.
A lot of you know Mela is money, sir. No, but in all seriousness, no, she's right. It's so weird because in a company that has what is it, 5 7 hours,
Yeah.
Trevor, of primetime TV every week.
Yeah.
And main event, if you want to even count that, let's just say 7 hours of the TV time.
Right.
They have 7 hours of TV time. And they still somehow manage not to use some of their best superstars, some of their best talent, like Naomi, who's not been used well or even much properly recently. It's so weird, and I'm glad she called it out. I don't think things are going to change anytime soon because they seem to have a formula that they think works for them. And it is honestly, as a performer, getting that TV time is so crucial because that's your time to really make an impression. That's what wrestling is all about. Making an impression on the audience in order to get over. Because if you make an impression on the audience one way or another, they are going to care about you. That's what your goal is as a wrestler. Try to get people to care about you. And the only way you can do that is by getting time. There's ways like Zack Ryder was able to do a miraculous thing, especially back in 2011, get as over as he was completely via the internet. And you can do that nowadays too. It's just harder with WWE in the way they constrict everything. But then, like you tune into the product and they're not there. Your favorite wrestlers aren't there. A lot of people love Naomi. She's not on television a lot of the times. And that it's unfortunate, Finn Balor is another guy. If you love Finn Balor, and you're watching the way he's being booked and just beaten and 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 beaten, you're hating. You're just like, why am I watching this product? My favorite wrestler's not succeeding or even on TV or doing well. Why would you watch?
I remember in that last match I saw him win, to be honest with you. Same thing with Ricochet. They don't use him at all. Like, I mean, Ricochet is just sitting there. They don't use Cedric Alexander.
I'll have you know, he is in the chase for the 24/7 title every week on Raw, sir.
Hooray!
Oh, we gotta get the. Oh my god, I can't believe Ricochet. Like, here's the thing. Okay, like I don't even know. Like, I get R-Truth and Reginald. Ricochet, really? Oh, Ricochet. We were talking about Prince Puma from Lucha Underground.
Yep. Prince Puma.
But yeah, Naomi's right. I honestly don't know what else to say about it. She's just correct.
No, she's just correct. I mean, hands down, she's 100% correct.
Hands down, you're 100% a mark. And you're still gonna take my money. Oh yeah, you wanna know who Finn Balor beat recently? I'll have you know. Wait, no, that's not even a good Seth Rollins. No, Seth Rollins is just the mark in my mind. The mark in my. Oh my god, what a name right there. That's what I'm gonna call my band. If I ever form a band, it's gonna be called The Mark in My Mind.
Oh my god.
We have multiple segments left to do. Somehow we're gonna get through them. Hopefully
one of these days.
Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, kids. Oh, Trevor, this is very close to my heart, bro. We gotta talk about Veer. I don't know, have you been watching Raw a lot recently?
I've seen some clips or whatever. I know Veer hasn't been on TV in a while.
Okay, so Veer was drafted to Raw in the brand extension earlier on this year in October, right?
Right.
So ever since like I think it was like late October, maybe early November, we have been seeing vignettes, and it is just of Veer's face. And it is the same vignette every time. Veer's face saying Veer is coming. And this has been like over a month now, at least 6 weeks at this point. And Veer is still coming. And it has gotten me thinking, I don't know what the hell is going on with WWE. I know they don't pay for talents travel, but this is ridiculous. I think they're making this man walk from India. Like, what is going on? Like, I'm genuinely curious. I'm like, dude, it's been 6 weeks and he's still not here. He's coming? Like, okay, when is he coming? They're not announcing a date. He's just, Veer is coming. Like, look, they've got me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it worked. Their strategy worked. I'm hooked. When is Veer coming? But I'm just like, I feel so bad for this guy. He's like, imagine him. He's just like he's on a call with Johnny Ace, and Johnny Ace is just like, all right, pal. So you gotta be on Raw. All right, just come to Raw. It's like, when do you want me? I don't know. Just start coming. It's like, okay, you guys have a plane? It's like, oh, no, just walk. It's like, could you imagine that? Just, I gotta walk? Okay, and he starts walking. What is he gonna do when he hits like Europe?
Collapse.
No, but like he's got to get across the Atlantic. How's he gonna get on a boat? Or does he swim?
Hey, he's Veer.
Does he swim, Trevor? Dude, what do we do? Like, how do we get Veer to Monday Night Raw? That's like the biggest burning question in my mind right now. I am like I'm so worried about this man. The perils of travel he must face. Like, this is worse than like what whatever Andrade did to Pac's travel a few weeks ago on Dynamite. This is like, dude, this guy is just never showing up. And they're just
like, so you're a little younger than me. Do you remember ever seeing like old reruns of the old like vignettes with like some of the older wrestlers, like ones that weren't like known or whatever, kind of like you would see like Duke the Dumpster Grocery do one, or you see Dr. Isaac Yankem do one.
I remember the Highlanders. The Highlanders was my day. I remember the Highlanders. They're coming to Raw.
Highlanders, right.
The Highlanders are coming to Raw.
So
Rory and Roderick.
I actually love the Highlanders anyway, but there were a couple of them, like especially back in the day, that they were like, oh, they're coming. 2 weeks pass, not here yet. Then you'd be like, oh, they're coming. So like 3 weeks to a month have passed and you still haven't seen this wrestler, and then all of a sudden, like it comes out and like they put him on Saturday morning wrestling on WWE, and he just squashes some poor guy, and then you don't see him again for like 3 weeks.
It's like, remember they did that with Brodus Clay too.
Yeah,
he says like Brodus Clay's coming, and like they were like, I was like, oh my god, Brodus Clay is gonna be a monster, and I had paid very close attention to NXT, like the original, the game show NXT, like season 3, I think it was, Redemption, with all those guys. Like I was like, yeah, like this is gonna be great. Like Brodus is gonna be a monster. He's gonna destroy everyone. And he comes out and he's like, somebody call my mama. Like, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I was like, what is
They worked
this?
me. They got me. Maybe they're doing the same thing. Maybe what if they give Veer like a Funkasaurus, like give like the like Veerosaurus, the Velociraptor. Somebody call his mama. Somebody call my mama. No, they gotta have like a Bollywood song. Like,
you know what? With
we are on the Vince. There is an amount. There is an amount. I just want there is an amount. I think we definitely. No, you know what else? You know what else? You know what someone needs? Veer needs a ride. Someone please give Veer a ride. If you see,
exactly. I think he needs a ride.
If you see a very large Indian gentleman that fits the description of the man below in this picture, please give him a ride, because he's definitely lost. Like, he's definitely lost in this one. Who knows where he is?
He does not know where he's getting.
Like, dude, I mean, like, all I know is he's coming. It's still more information like than I know about Big Andy at this point. But like, pretty much they're in the same boat, man. Someone find Big Andy's missing. Veer's
We're still
missing.
looking for Big Andy. We've been looking for Big Andy.
I have launched an entire campaign to find Big Andy, buddy. Like, this is no joke. Where is Big Andy? I'm worried. I'm genuinely worried. If anyone knows Big Andy, you will be compensated. It won't be much, but you will be compensated if you find Big Andy.
The finest $5 bill this world can find.
It'll be more than it'll be more. I will only say this: it will be more than $5 if you find me Big Andy. All right, if you find me Big Andy, it will be more than $5. But it can't just be like, you find like. How about this? If you find if you meet Big Andy, and like take a picture with him and send it to our Twitter. You'll get 5, but if you give me like some sort of way to contact him, you'll get more than 5. I don't know how much more than 5, but definitely more than 5.
That's funny.
Find Big Andy. I just want to know he's safe. Like if I ever get
haven't heard of him in years.
If I ever get Andy Levine on the phone, I'm literally just gonna be like, "Are you okay?" First thing it's gonna be out of my mouth, "Are you okay? Where have you been, sir? People have been looking for you, sir."
That's hilarious, man.
Oh, I think Big Andy's in my boy stable now. I'm just like he's definitely in my boy stable. Like
he is,
yeah. What? I'm so sorry to everyone in this chat. I'm so sorry to everyone watching. I don't know. This show is just having fun, Michael. I don't know what else to say. What else do we got on that? Yeah, we got to talk about Sin Cara. Ooh, you excited about Sin Cara, Trevor?
No.
Actually, before we get to Sin Cara, let's go to the chat. By the way, actually, I'll get to that in a second. So CC in the chat says Naomi is an amazing wrestler. Yes. Point blank. Yes. CC also goes on to say she deserves the time, but of course WWE will keep her in the background. Yes.
Everything you said is yes.
Oh, sorry. I can't. About the copyright.
In this mark.
I gotta do what Daniel. Yo, you see Bryan Danielson? He said, "I will never do the yes chance," and then like at Full Gear, he's just like, "Yes." I'm like, you got around the copyright. That's not really a copyright. I'm pretty sure they can't copyright like him moving his arm to that mode. They definitely can. That's not intellectual property. That's just like it's a thing humans do sometimes. Like, yes, like, God damn it! Can we copyright? Let's copyright. Letters and names and cups. No one can drink water without paying me, Vincent Kennedy. Let me stop before I give myself an aneurysm.
One of these days, you're just gonna pass out. I
have to edit after this too. Let's get the show on the road. Trevor, we had some news. We heard one person we didn't hear from Big Andy, but we did hear from Sin Cara Mystico. So the artist formerly known as Sin Cara, most of you will know him as Mystico from his time in Mexico. This was, by the way, the original Sin Cara, not Sin Cara, not the later version of Sin Cara with the big tattoo, the wing tattoo, the Samoan wing, as I like to call it, tattoo. Not that Sin Cara. This is the original one. He said that he would be open to a return to WWE one day. Trevor, is there a place for Sin Cara Mystico in WWE?
Unfortunately, it wasn't one when he was there.
Oh. You want to talk about vignettes of someone coming?
Right. Like, I mean, first off, I love Sin Cara. I do. I think he's an amazing wrestler. But no, today's WWE definitely, I don't think there's a place for him at all. Because what's he, 205 at the biggest, 210? Like, I think WWE is more of a big man's territory right now, and I don't think there really is a place for someone like him. Like, honestly, we beat it into the ground.
Like, he's too small?
I think so. I think he's too small. Like, I just don't think small wrestlers last very long in WWE. Like Finn Balor, he's not even on TV. Ricochet, same thing. Like, I just don't think they have the spot for him right now. Maybe if they wanted to put him on NXT, that'll work, but that's not going to happen.
I never say never with WWE because I think it's Could they bring back Sin Cara one day? Maybe. I think like it wouldn't be good because look, I don't know. The Sin Cara we got in WWE was not what we were promised out of Mystico and what he can do. Like that was, I don't know what happened there. What was going on? Who knows? But one thing I do know is that Sin Cara, after leaving, he just became a meme. Like, here's the thing, dude. Here's the thing. No matter who's under the mask, the Sin Cara gimmick is genuinely, like, I don't know what it is. The Sin Cara gimmick is just prone to botch constantly.
Yeah.
It is like, and it's so weird. Even when they changed it to, who was it? Was it Camacho or it was one of either Hunico or Camacho? They were under the mask like as the new Sin Cara after Mystico left, and then he started botching. And I'm just like, dude, everyone started botching. And this is the same guy, Sin Cara, who had the gall. He broke his finger, right? You remember this? Yeah, he was having a match with Del Rio. Sin Cara broke his finger, and he's like, no, X. He put up the X. He put up the X. The ref was just looking at him like, oh, wait, it's okay. I can pop it back into play. Like, here's the thing, dude. You're a wrestler, all right? I get if you got, like, a broken leg. I get if you got, like, you know, or a hand. Like, you seriously. A finger? Even I'm, like, look, I broke my finger. I just kept on going. I mean, look, obviously this was not the correct decision to make because now it's like that. But I'm just like, dude, tell the ref, hey, pop it back in, boom, ow, and go on. You know what Del Rio did though? That was, and I'm not fond of Del Rio, but what he did though that did pop me in that match. He just like, no, fuck this, and he brought Sin Cara back in the ring, started battering it. But I mean, could it happen? Of course. Will it happen? I doubt it. But if it does, they 100% need to bring this shirt back.
That's an amazing shirt. I love that shirt.
Really, look at the bottom. Look at the bottom of that shirt, sir. Look closely at the bottom of that. Yeah, look closely at the bottom.
That's terrible.
Yeah, well, for the people at home who still don't know, if you don't see it at this point, I don't know what's wrong with you. But just look at that. What a shirt. What a nice thick shirt that is. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. It's a shirt. It's a shirt.
It is a shirt.
It's a pattern.
Yeah, definitely a shirt.
Can't come after me, YouTube. That is a WWE shirt. It's a WWE shirt. All right. Anyway, Chucky Dolls. One of our new fans, Chucky Dolls, is in the chat. Says, I'm watching the Raw 1000 episode. Oh, that was a great episode. That was the one where AJ Lee and Daniel Bryan got married, quote unquote, and then she left them at the aisle, and then CM Punk turned heel. Oh, that was a great. What an episode that. Whoa. Oh my God.
Raw used to be good. I forgot about that.
God damn it, you want good. Okay, Baron Corbin versus Austin Theory for the WWE World's Heavyweight Championship. I'm running out of voice now. Good thing we only have one more segment to run down, and then we are at the mercy of our fans.
Yes.
Or as Randy Orton was, that was my favorite thing Randy Orton ever did. He was in the Hammerstein Ballroom for ECW One Night Stand 2006, and after Kurt Angle absolutely murdered him in the ring, Randy Orton, like, as the fans are booing him, he's getting carried out by referees. He's just like, my fans, my beautiful fans. It was amazing.
Randy Orton's an ass. I love him.
Randy Orton, I don't care how good he is, he's always going to be a heel to me.
Yeah.
Unless he brings back, I will only accept face Randy Orton if they bring back the music. The hey, nothing you can say. Oh, that was a great song. That was wasted. Great babyface music, absolutely wasted on Randy Orton. like that did not fit him.
Randy Orton was never a face, ever.
No, he was not. Oh my God, Trevor, are you ready? This is, hey man,
done, right?
It's got to be done. Yep. Look, it was. Look, I mean, and look, this. I look at this as more. There's truly sad things in life and wrestling. Like the thing we talked about with Jimmy Rafe earlier was actually sad. This is.
Right.
I think this should be viewed as more of a celebration of
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
of a time in wrestling. Like Ring of Honor was a time. And well, let's talk about it. So, Ring of Honor Final Battle, the final. Uh, hey, it took me till the end to do a 2-take. Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor Final Battle, the final show under the Ring of Honor banner until they eventually, hopefully, come back in April. But the final show before they cease operations for a little bit happened this past weekend in Baltimore, Maryland. And what a show it was. We had surprises. We had great matches, great storytelling, and a whole lot in between. We'll get to the surprises in just a second. I just want to run down the card, the main card. We saw Dragon Lee defeat Ray Horus. We saw Rhett Titus win the ROH TV title in a 4-corner survival match against Dalton Castle. I thought that was a really good match. I really liked
It
that.
was a
It
really
quick,
good match, yeah.
but I liked it. Josh Woods defeated Brian Johnson for the ROH Pure Championship in a Pure Rules match by technical submission. Shane Taylor versus Kenny King. I love that match too. Fight without honor. It was they brought back the old Ring of Honor feel with the whole fight without honor thing. I like that. We saw Roxy retain her women's world title against Willow, and then Deonna Purrazzo came out. Oof, that was great. Brody King, Homicide, and Tony Deppen with Rocky Romero defeated EC3, Taylor Rust, Tracy Williams. But we saw EC3 get the last laugh as his best friend, Adam the Titan, a.k.a. Braun Strowman, came up and saved the day for the heels. Love to see that.
It was good to see Braun Strowman, man.
Yep, the Briscoes won the tag team titles against OGK, Mike Bennett, and Matt Taven. But after the match, that's what everyone's talking about. After the match, FTR coming in, fighting the Briscoes. Yep. They were brawling. They got to continue this in AEW. Imagine the ROH tag titles in AEW. Oh.
I was thinking that, actually.
I just thought about it's going to be great. And finally, to become maybe the final ROH World Champion, Josh Gresham defeated Jay Lethal via submission.
Great match, by the way. Amazing match.
This was an action like there weren't many long matches. There was no 20-minute long match on the show, I think, but it was a fun action-packed show. Something was always happening. This was like it was fun. It was fun wrestling to watch. And if you think we're done there, you are dead wrong. At the event, they had a bunch of former ROH people show up in person. They had, of course, Rocky Romero, EC3, who was not advertised. Danhausen was doing guest commentary for the 10-man tag match on the pre-show, which go check that out if you haven't. It's amazing. Deonna Purrazzo confronted Roxy at the end of that, as you can see right here by this graphic. Oh my God, what a great match that's going to be one day. The Titan, Braun Strowman, showed up on behalf of EC3. FTR appeared and beat the living crap out of the Briscoes. And of course, Jordan Grace celebrated her husband Jonathan Gresham's win, and she's an Impact. Via video, we also had people chime in. Eddie Edwards, who's in TNA, thanked ROH for everything they did for his career. We also saw Hangman Adam Page, the Young Bucks, and many more, including Jimmy Jacobs made a video appearance, CM Punk live via satellite, and he said, probably, I think one thing that rings very true about this: everyone should be damn happy that this company happened. Adam Cole thanked ROH for helping him become the star he is today. And, of course, we had the Young Bucks, who I already mentioned. But what a show this was. What a legacy it is. What a time. I don't even know what to say.
I mean, I never thought... Well, like I think we talked about this months ago at this point. But there was a point in time where ROH was supposed to go bankrupt and was supposed to close a while ago. But it luckily for us, it did not. but I never thought I would see the day where ROH goes on hiatus. Let's hope it goes on hiatus and comes back. But yeah, I never thought I'd see the day that ROH would stop being a company. ROH, like you named a bunch of names that came out of ROH. Rhett Titus. I saw Rhett Titus's very first match on ROH. And it was when he came out to Addicted to Love, like we talked about last week. He was dancing down the aisle. It was a very hard time. But it was great to watch him in the ring. We know how Rhett Titus became in the ring and how he is in the ring is amazing. But this thing here, man, it's just one of those things that you don't see often. It happens once in a lifetime, and sorry to see ROH go, but I hope the talent does find a new home, and I hope if they can come back. I really would like to see ROH again.
I mean, the indication is if they do come back, which they're planning to, I think it's going to be very stripped down version, and which is saying something of what RH already was. It's going to be probably similar to what TNA is right now, or Impact.
Impact Wrestling. You supposed to know about wrestling. You don't even know that you have a podcast. Man, Tony Khan pays you.
But no, I deal with a lot, sir. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Ring of Honor, man. It's just so weird that Ring of Honor is Ring of Honor was supposed to be like that third brand. Like, remember All In happened? And it was that time before AEW had really ascended, and before we even knew of what AEW was. Ring of Honor was supposed, like, they had just come off of All In. They were producer, like they basically ran All In. Like, it was like the Young Bucks partnering with Ring of Honor. Like, Ring of Honor provided the commentary, Ring of Honor provided the materials and the setup and the cameras and everything. They produced it. And it's like, at that moment, you were like, oh my God, they're like, it's got to be them, right? And then they sell out the Madison Square Garden. They do 10,000 person show in Madison Square Garden with New Japan, and you're for WrestleMania weekend 2019. You're like, oh my God, they're on the ascent. Mm-hmm. And then AEW happens, and they skyrocket, like, absolutely, like, I don't even know how. And the weird thing is, they had, like, Ring of Honor had Sinclair Broadcasting for funding them for years. It's just crazy. I mean, I don't know. I just don't even know what to say. It was like some of my best moments, like some of my favorite moments watching wrestling were just like scouring the internet for obscure YouTube clips of the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson wrestling, and CM Punk's old clip, Tyler Black, who I discovered in the Ring of Honor. Nigel McGuinness, the artist formerly known as Desmond Wolfe. They had Claudio Cesaro, but the list goes on. Everyone who's like super good just seems to come out of there. And then they had multiple classes of great wrestlers. They had Samoa Joe. They had the CM Punk class, and they had the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, and then after that, who's going to carry the mantle? Oh, you got the Eddie Edwards of the world. You got the
Coles.
That was like the next stage too. Like, there were multiple stages. Then you had the Kevin Owen, the Kevin Steens, the El Genericos, ole. You had and then Adam Cole, and then we saw like the what could have been with the Hangman Adam Page, and
you had Cody. We forget about Cody Rhodes there as well.
Oh my God, the heel American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
I absolutely love heel.
Fuck the Revival.
His championship actual ring that he made people kiss. It's amazing. But no, man, some of my fondest memories of indie, like just watching indie wrestling was ROH. Like, me and my buddy Chris Campbell used to go to ROH events. That's where I had my run-in with Eddie Kingston. That's where I met. That's why like I said, I saw Red Titus for the first time. I saw Roderick Strong versus Brian Daniels, and like just so many great matches. Motor City Machine Guns. I forget who was actually one of my favorite tag teams. I don't remember who they were. No, they were actually. I think it was Brian Danielson and someone else teamed up. I forget exactly who it was, but it was. I just froze, I think. But anyway, it was a great time, and I loved. I'm a Mr. RH. I definitely am. Still there.
You had Jimmy Jacobs and Seth Rollins. Jimmy Jacobs' whole gimmick. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
Tyler Black and Jimmy Jacobs. Jimmy Jacobs' entire gimmick was that he was just high on acid all the time.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
the CM Punk Raven thing was great. CM Punk
great.
Joe, 60-minute
Yeah.
draws. CM Punk signing his WWE contract on the ROH title, and then Tyler Black doing the same thing. I'm such a heel. I'm gonna sign. Like,
You remember how much smaller he was back then? He was like only 170
Seth
pounds.
Rollins would beat up Tyler Black. I'm married to Becky
Tyler
Lynch.
Black was like 170 pounds back then. Like he was not big.
I'm married to Becky Lynch.
and then Becky's just on the side, like, well, not if you keep that up. Like,
Forearm shiver. Do you remember
Oh,
the formation of the Age of the Fallen? Age of the Fall
no.
with Tyler Black and Jimmy Jacobs,
All right.
Delirious, I think.
Oh God,
Zach
Delirious.
Gallows.
By the way, big shout out to Delirious. He's like been booking Ring of Honor for like
Yeah.
years, man. Big shout out to Delirious. Oh,
Zach Gowen was a member too of Age of the Fall. It was, yeah, man. It's a lot.
what a time.
Right?
It's all ogre. It's all ogre, Trevor. It's all
It's
ogre.
all ogre.
All ogre now.
It's all ogre, huh?
You kind of remind me of Shrek. Yeah. You could be Shrek. I could be Donkey. Let's talk.
I like parfaits better than onion.
Trevor's have layers. I'll have you know. Trevor's have layers.
Layers. Like parfaits?
You know.
Parfait might be
got
most
layers.
delicious.
That is actually like, oh yeah, like if you're talking about like cartoon preview for real, take Toon Talk. Man, if I was like a character in that show, I'd definitely be Donkey. Like, that's not. I'm not even trying to like.
When did you get on this?
I don't know. I just brought it up. And then like, yeah, you could be Shrek.
Of course.
Dude, Gary would be Lord Farquaad. Hey, bro. You better get me that princess, bro. Bro.
One of these days, he's gonna watch this show and cuss us the hell out. Anyway,
where do we go from here? Do we have any questions in the chat? I don't even know. Like, this is just.
Let's see. No.
Like, look. To be fair, my last living brain cell right about died at 6 p.m. today, so it's a miracle.
I agree. Yeah, mine have been dead most of the day.
But we made it through an hour and we made it over 2 hours of this show.
Wow.
All right, Trevor. What's something you're hating in wrestling? Let's end on a sour note. What's something you really hate in wrestling right now?
Hate in wrestling. Honestly, the booking in WWE. I really don't like it. Like, and I know I shit on WWE a lot, but the booking in WWE is kind of shitty, along with the writing as well. But I also not a big fan. I think it's getting better, but I think I'm also not really a big fan. Like we've talked about plenty of times. how they're taking care of the women's division in AEW. So yeah.
Well, Tony, come on. He doesn't mean that, Tony. He doesn't mean that. He doesn't mean that, Tony. He doesn't mean that at all. You mentioned WWE and their problems and their booking problems and their writing problems. The only thing I got to say about that is, you know what the biggest problem is? A lot of talking. A lot of talking.
I knew it was coming.
Guys, this has been a show. That is for damn sure. It has been a show.
It's been a show. Yes.
I gave you 2 hours of my life. Actually, I gave you like about damn near 4 hours of my life tonight, and I loved every second of it. So, if you liked it, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, be sure to hit us up on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Hit that follow button and leave us a 5-star review. Keep the conversation going on Twitter at Real Take Sports. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Real Take Sports Talk. And check out our new website where I will be posting blogs on there. Trevor, I was going to talk to you about potentially doing some writing for that. We'll talk about that offline, but we'll see. I'll have content up there. RealTakeSports.com. Be sure to check that out for some updates. Subscribe. We are on a rally. I am on a crusade right now to get to 1,000 subs before the beginning of this new year. A lot of people from from the Real Take family have been helping me out. Appreciate it. We're gaining I'm gaining new family members every day. I think I'm somewhere near like 950 or 948, something like that. It's 50. What? Come on, just. Like, you ever see The Miz on Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader back in 2007? Come on,
yes.
Give it to me. That's literally what he said the entire time. Go look back and watch it. He said that like 8 times, like in front of this little kid, and I was like, that's really weird, Miz. You got to chill out, my G. But man, oh man, though, what a time. Check out all that. Hit the link in the description. Again. Fundraiser. It will be in the description of this episode, whether you're listening on Spotify, wherever, or Apple Podcasts, for the GoFundMe for Jimmy Rave and his family after he passed away from health complications earlier. Please donate to that. It is a good cause and you know, for people who really need it. So please, please, please do that. I really cannot implore you more. Like, I know we usually do like the thing where I plug like Patreon or whatever. I'm not doing that right now. Jimmy Rave's family, like, is more important. Got to give back to the wrestling community as fans, as however we can. This is one great way of doing it. So please do that. Check out Jimmy Rave's GoFundMe. And until next time, for Trevor,
peace.
I've been Omer Hugh. Wait a minute. Keep it real. Anyway, guys, I got worked. I got 100% worked by WWE. I was all in on this